coming up on UCF Nightly News. Find out how one UCF researcher leaves her mark through scientific children's books.
Learn how one student's idea gives vegan business owners some support after dealing with the challenges from COVID.
And we remember some of this year's top stories. Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Kirk Churchill.
And I'm Christian Felt. Today is Friday, April 16th, 2021. Keep your eyes to the sky as a UCF team is building Florida's largest student-made rocket in their living rooms. UCF Nightly News reporter Beatrice Oliveira tells us more.
For blastoff over the summer after 2 years in the making. The team says the rocket will be about 15 feet tall and have 2 attachable satellites inside. Leader of the project, Sebastian Lopez, built the 2 satellites. Lopez joined the team 3 years ago and says that this has been the highlight of his college career.
They want to do things that are really cool. Things like building rockets, things like building advanced aircraft and systems that one day around us here at UCF were thought unthinkable.
Aerospace engineer Daniel Sherlock says their rocket received the attention of NASA. He says NASA gave them $45,000 in funds to build a rocket.
But I sent him an email, scheduled a phone call, gave him a phone call. He absolutely loved our project. He really loved our payloads and our hybrid propulsion system. And then he says, how much money do you need?
Felix Morales built the tubes that hold the rocket together. Morales says that the rocket will bring honor to UCF.
That our rocket this year is one of the most ambitious rockets ever produced by UCF.
Sherlock says the team will take the rocket to Tampa to do a test launch on May 15. Morales says that the rocket will launch 10,000 feet in the air. In Orlando, Beatrice Oliveira, UCF Nightly News.
Students can keep up with UCF rocketry through social media at UCF_rocketry.
The UCF Director of Space Medicine is opening up about her past, from sleeping on her apartment floor as a student to helping astronauts prepare for space. Nightly News reporter Juliana Maya tells us more.
Dr. Esther Beltran is UCF's Director of Space Medicine and currently works with NASA to find ways to make space travel safer. It wasn't always like that. Beltran immigrated to America from Spain in the 90s. With nothing but a suitcase full of clothes, she used to make into a bed on the floor. She says it wasn't an easy transition.
And then I come here and I have to deal with that arrogance again towards immigrants, towards women, and towards minority or somebody that doesn't know enough and doesn't have enough experience.
She says this experience taught her self-respect, which she keeps in mind while working in the male-dominated field of aerospace medicine.
Aside from helping NASA astronauts with spacewalks, Dr. Beltran is helping to launch future careers right here at UCF.
She supervises a team of students researching the radiation effects on space exploration as part of the REVELS program for NASA. Dr. Ethan Hill works alongside Beltran at UCF. He says she continues to be a mentor to many students.
And specifically engaging students and helping them understand that the concepts we teach in class have huge applications.
Beltran is creating a warning system for astronauts. She says her team plans to head to Cape Canaveral in a couple of months to meet with NASA. She is also the author of Fly High, Reach the Sky. In Orlando, Juliana Maya, UCF Nightly News.
You can find Beltran's book, Fly High, Reach for the Sky, on Amazon. Nightly News will keep you updated on her work with NASA. The UCF researcher is looking at how diversity can affect crew dynamics in space travel. NASA says they are sending more humans to space with their sights on the moon. Graduate student Christina Sabo says that understanding diversity and team dynamics is important for NASA's crew members. Sabo says students who want to become astronauts will also be affected by this research.
Who are from different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. We hope to develop training for them to, actually help them overcome these challenges.
This research looks at several factors, including diversity impacts on team performance and cross-cultural training. She says these factors can create a more inclusive environment for current and future space crews.
The Florida Academy of Sciences honors one Floridian each year based on their contributions to the advancement of science. This year, a UCF biology professor has been selected. Nightly News reporter Florangel Rodriguez tells us more.
Linda Walters is a 2021 recipient for the Florida Academy of Sciences Award. She focuses on the ecology, biology, and conservation of marine organisms.
My lab has produced 9 children's books that we give away for free. All have, marine conservation themes to them.
You can find Walter's Seal Up children's book at the UCF library. She says she's passionate about the work she does while making sure her students become successful.
If I can get them to where they want to be in their lives, I feel this really great sense of accomplishment.
Walters expressed how much she likes spending time in the Sea Lab.
I'm here in Walter's lab called Sea Lab, where she spends her time focusing on a variety of problems impacting the Indian River Lagoon system on the east coast of Central Florida.
UCF sociology professor Timothy Hathorne is a colleague of Walters. Hathorne feels Walters is a true representation of the award.
To me, is a real testament to what the award she received is about. It's somebody that inspires.
Walters says she is thankful to have the opportunity to impact so many people.
You just feel like you're in the right place when you're doing work that you love.
This award adds to Walters' past recognitions, which include being named a UCF Pegasus Professor, Disney's Heroes of Conservation, and 2 national awards for excellence in teaching. In Orlando, I'm Florangel Rodriguez, UCF Nightly News.
Walters is continuing her research at Cape Canaveral. Nightly News will keep you updated as Walters continues to help the environment.
The hurricane season is quickly approaching. AccuWeather experts say they expect another above-average Atlantic hurricane season for 2021. UCF follows hurricane safety protocols in place for students during this season. Students can stay updated with the alert text and email message system that notifies any severe weather threats. To receive messages from UCF Alert, you can check my.ucf.edu to ensure that your contact is up to date.
UCF students are looking for creative ideas to enjoy the summer break coming up. Some out-of-state students are heading back home for the break, but local students have the chance to visit theme parks, the beach, and other indoor and outdoor activities to celebrate. Most theme parks and recreational areas still require masks and have a social distancing policy set in place. But for one UCF music student, Alex Garcia, this summer is all about making music and unleashing his inner artist. Garcia says students can relax or go for a magical ride while enjoying the time away. For more information, visit the Central Florida Visitor Information Center at visitcentralflorida.org.
The UCF Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club is set to return to campus in the fall. Club officials say BJJ can open its doors again with the vaccine rollout underway. They are working on making guidelines for a smooth transition into the fall. Training could not continue at UCF due to the close contact of the sport. Coach Ricardo Laborio sent students to other jiu-jitsu gyms around Orlando so they could continue to practice. For more information and updates on the BJJ Club, follow their Instagram page at BJJUCF.
When we return, find out how a UCF student uses his passion and his saxophone to drive his business here in Orlando.
And see how one student turned tragedy into a business idea.
A UCF student started a new music company. Joshua David greets students outside the student union with the sounds of his saxophone. David says he's been playing the saxophone for more than 8 years. When COVID hit, he started D-Sax. David says that his father played a role in motivating him to go into the arts using 4 words.
Were academics, athletics, arts, and community service. So through one of those things, which is music, which is an art, my dad wanted us to be able to at least give it a try.
David says he will continue letting his saxophone speak for him. He says he frequently plays at Lake Eola in downtown Orlando.
A handmade vintage shop creates a stable job for UCF student Erica Gold. Nightly News reporter Taylor Anderson tells us more.
Senior psychology student Erica Gold created a handmade shop mid-pandemic after turning her hobbies into her new endeavor, Goldie's Little Shop. The shop features handmade jewelry such as rings, wall decor, all of which is hypoallergenic.
I make jewelry like rings, earrings, necklaces, and I also make wall art and textiles, and I just recently got into rug making, so very soon I'll have a new collection out for the store.
Gold first started using social media to show off her work and network with fellow artists. She features her goods at local vendor events and at times attends up to 3 to 4 a week. Goldie's Little Shop features jewelry and wall decor like this tapestry right here that she handmade herself. Paula Torres is a fellow vendor and someone Gold has been close with. She says she has watched Gold grow throughout the past year.
First time I came here, Goldie was actually my market neighbor, and we just talked to each other, became really good friends, and honestly, we've learned a lot from each other.
Gold says she spends hours on her crafts. Her handmade rugs take an average of 8 hours. The shop's been so successful that she's branching out to other locations across Florida.
I've been traveling around, and sometimes outside of Orlando. I branched out to St. Augustine recently for a farmer's market there.
Gold credits COVID for allowing her to turn her hobbies into a successful business during quarantine. In Orlando, Taylor Anderson, UCF Nightly News.
It's linked on her Instagram. Gold has her scheduled events linked on her Instagram at goldies.littleshop. There you can find out where she will be next.
A UCF student has created a bi-monthly vegan market. The market is helping local businesses affected by COVID-19. Nightly News reporter Kelly Gilmore tells us more.
Junior mechanical engineering student Jeremy Santos created the vegan outlet from the ground up. Santos says he started the market to help small businesses affected by COVID-19 reach a consistent audience.
COVID-19 really pushed me to really be able to give an outlet to businesses that didn't have a storefront, that were losing money and closing down.
The vegan outlet hosts over 30 local business vendors. Products range from plant-based foods to alcohol and gifts. Vendors say the bi-monthly event gives them an opportunity to make more sales. According to the Yelp Q2 2020 Economic Average Report, over 1,300 Central Florida businesses closed from March 1st to July 10th, 2020. UCF student Lexi Collum is president of Knights for Animal Rights. She attends the market monthly. Collum says the event is a great way for the UCF community to come together and support local vendors.
These businesses are pop-ups, and they don't have a storefront that you could go to, so it's a really awesome exclusive opportunity to get to support some of the local businesses that have the same morals and values that we share.
With support from local businesses in the UCF community, Santos says he is proud of the market's impact. In Orlando, Kelly Gilmore, UCF Nightly News.
Information on when the next vegan outlet is scheduled and what vendors will be present are available on Instagram at Orlando Bearded Vegan Events.
A UCF student started her own business after being injured in an accident and could not work a regular job. Nightly News reporter Kendall Beebe tells us more.
UCF alumna and crafted by Alexandria owner, Alexandria Mangona spends her time at home creating custom goods, including graduation caps. But Mangonia's story starts back in April of 2019 when she was involved in an accident and had to quit her retail job because of her chronic pain. In order to be more self-sufficient, she started her business during the pandemic last year.
I had a lot more control in my life, which I hadn't had in a while because of the car accident, and I also felt like I had a therapeutic benefit from doing art for a living.
Mangonia says that her business allows her to cope with her pain and PTSD. She wants to give other people this benefit, which is why she changed her career path.
And I just didn't feel like it was what I wanted to do, but I kept it because it's always a good foundation to have a legal background.
She says she is inspired by the impact her own social worker had on her life. As Alexandria plans to pursue a career in social work, she hopes to incorporate art therapy into her job, which experts say is becoming more popular to treat PTSD. Cynthia Fonseca is a longtime friend of Mangonia. She says that she's proud of Mangonia and her desire to get into social work.
And so I think if she can take her experience and use what she's gone through and what she's learned and how she's grown to help others, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Mangonia plans to grow her online business while studying in Baltimore at Baylor. In Orlando, Kendall Beebe, UCF Knightly News.
To see more of Mangonia's creations, you can check out her social media page at crafted_by_Alexandria. And when we come back, find out how you can reduce your stress before finals week.
Plus, see the top stories from a year in the life of COVID. Recreation and wellness officials say that with finals coming up, students are looking for ways to reduce stress. They say when students exercise outside, it offers a quick stress relief. UCF's Lake Claire offers kayaking and paddleboarding for students who enjoy water activities. Students can join a mindfulness and stress relief hike on April 26th to ease their minds before finals. The Orlando Book Festival occurred last weekend in new virtual fashion, along with a new focus.
Author of the book, The Hate You Give, Angie Thomas, says there needs to be discussion about social injustices.
I wish that white people realize it's important for them to have those talks just as much as we feel it's important for us to, because I think that's where the greatest impact comes.
Thomas says that all people need to join the fight against racial inequality.
Angie Thomas definitely spread her message about social injustices that occur in this country in her book, The Hate You Give. She also expressed the importance of people of all races to join the fight for equality.
UCF professor Jeffrey O'Brien teaches diversity and social issues in sports. He requires students to watch the film The Hate You Give every semester. Junior business economics major Alexander Dorsey Tarpley says he isn't always comfortable talking about social issues with white people.
They may not be willing to acknowledge what they don't know, or they may not be willing to hear us for the sake to say, hey, I don't know everything, just tell me how you feel.
Dorsey Tarpley says this is because of the negative feelings around the topic. He credits O'Brien for creating a safe space in his class for open discussion. He says O'Brien encourages students to learn about different cultures. In Orlando, Tyler Karen, UCF Knightly News.
The diversity and social issues in sports classes is only offered to students in the sports business management minor. For more information about diversity classes at UCF, schedule an appointment with an advisor.
This year, you won't want to miss our top nightly news stories. Our news team takes a look back at everything you need to know. Nightly news reporter Juliana Maya recaps the 2020-2021 school year. And who can forget UCF officially terminated Professor Charles Nagy for creating a hostile work environment? Following his termination, he spoke at UCF College of Republicans meeting.
I might have waited longer until after the George Floyd issue settled down some. But just because that poor man was brutally murdered in Minnesota, that doesn't stop me from having my constitutional rights to express myself.
The university says none of the findings in the investigation are a result of Nagy's comments on Twitter. UCF also hosted a distant version of Spirit Splash at the Reflecting Pond. Reporter John Whaley gave us a live update. UCF is having an in-person commencement for students graduating. The university will continue to operate remotely during the summer session, but will return to in-person classes in the fall. And what a year it's been. Remember, nights after spring break, campus will remain closed and classes are fully virtual. After the break, learn how the UCF volleyball team is preparing for their biggest tournament yet.
Plus, find out what official visits will look like after a year of battling a pandemic.
Done with the Wii forever.
Hey Knights fans, I'm Okelo Pena, and here's your UCF sports update. UCF volleyball has qualified for the NCAA National Championship Tournament for the third year in a row. The Knights finished the regular season with a record of 16-1 and with a perfect conference record of 8-0. In the American Athletic Conference Tournament, the team took home the gold for the third straight year. McKenna Melville and Anne-Marie Watson led the Knights' attack this season, earning first-team All-American Athletic Conference honors. With a rocky start behind him, the UCF baseball team will swing for the fences in conference play this year. UCF sits in the middle of the American Athletic Conference with a 12-16 record so far this season. The Knights open up conference play in a 2-game split on the War on I-4 with USF. There's still plenty of baseball to play in the season as the Knights look to rise in the conference standings. UCF football is planning on hosting an official visit this summer for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. The NCAA released a statement that all in-person visits are suspended through May 31st. UCF is planning on the rule being lifted on June 1st. They have set an official in-person visit starting on June 11th. 6 recruits have announced on Twitter that they will be attending the official visit. Nightly News will keep you updated with all the changes. Man, between all the sports that's going on, especially in the fall, I can't wait for the Gus Bus to pull up, and with the spring game, I'm getting pumped up. Back to you, Kirk and Christian.
And that's our time for now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And if you got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@ucf.edu. Thanks for watching and have a good day.